Well, Planeswalkers. Theorix6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. I do, of course, hope you head over to FlipsideGaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps support the show. And of course, if you use that promo code before May 20th, you'll be entered to win one of 3 god-dang good Richard Kane Ferguson playmat. Look at the sweet skill. Now, of course, today, as you could probably tell by the sweet weeb thumbnail, I've now committed to it. I gotta use the weeb ones. We're playing some sweet 6 virus, aka Deathtouch Tribal. Enough of that. So, I had made a Deathtouch Tribal deck before, and with the addition of Vraska Swarm's Eminence, the deck is actually a little bit better. A lot of bit better. This deck is somehow significantly better, not only because of Vraska Swarm's Eminence, but also Leyline Prowler. This card is just what the deck needed. So, I'm just going to go one by one and talk about what's in the deck. We're playing 4 Hired Assassins. It's a rat. It's a 1-mana 1/1 Death Toucher. It's what we need. By the way, when I say it's a rat, it's a Typhoid rat, so 1-mana 1/1 Death Touch. Whatever. It's a good card. Very helpful at curving into a Rabid Bite. We'll get to that in a second. 2 Duress, because this format, Duress is actually pretty damn good. 4 Orzhov Enforcers. This has a Death Touch body on the front side, and on the back side, you get a decent flyer to just chump things if you have to. Pretty good rate. Rabid Bite. This is our premium removal because of the fact that as long as we have Death Touch creature out, which is every creature in the deck, we kill things, and our creatures don't die. It's real good. Unfortunately, of course, it's a sorcery speed, so you can't do instant speed shenanigans. But who cares? You just kill them. It doesn't matter. We're running a 2/2 split of Pestilent Spirit and Ochran Assassin. I still haven't figured out which one is actually just better. The fact that this has Menace makes me think that this is better, because in this deck with Vraska, you're going to want to actually hit your opponents. But if you have a large board because of Vraska, then you want Ochran Assassin so that your little Death Touch dudes can also get through, so they get counters on them. And yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm leaning towards Pestilent Spirit, but they've both been fine. Neither of them have been fantastic right now, but it's a 2/2 split. You can feel free to change them up. Leyline Prowler, this card is just chef's kiss, so good. It's a 3-mana creature. It's 2/3. Not great stats, but it's Death Touch. It's better stats. It also has lifelink. Amazing stats. It also can tap to add a mana of any color to your mana pool. Yes, please. This helps us get to our 6-mana cards. It smooths out our draws by being able to cast, maybe we have, for some reason, we don't have double black yet. We have Vraska Contempt in the deck. Maybe on turn 4, we're looking at too much green in our mana sources. Bada bing, bada boom, we got a Vraska Contempt. Fantastic. But the fact that this can just gain you life and grow with Vraska if you're just attacking your opponent is fantastic, because the fact that this starts on 3 toughness means that on a decent number of boards, you're going to be able to attack with this on turn 4, and then it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's great. You might be saying, why the hell is Vivien in this deck? Because she lets us flash in Death Touch blockers. What's not to love about that? Also, since, we're running a decent number of creatures in here, 21, not a ton, but, that's because we needed removal spells, but a decent amount of creatures, she helps us kind of draw cards, which is something that we need. Anyway, also, she can give one of our creatures Vigilance, as well as Reach. Reach is a difficult point in the deck. We do have a Poison Tip Archer, but the fact that we're able to put on the pressure with our Death Touch creatures, which they're not going to want to block because they lose their bigger creature, and keep them on defense, which they're not going to want to attack into because they're Death Touch creatures, is very, very good in this deck. Poison Tip Archer. It has Reach and Death Touch, which is very helpful. And then when our other creatures die, which they inevitably will because they're tiny, we get to deal some more damage to our opponent. So we can put them in some nice catch-22s when we have like this and Vraska Swarm's Eminence on the battlefield. We tag with a Hired Poisoner. What do? Do they use one of their larger creatures to block it, killing 2 creatures and dealing 2 damage to them? Do they let it through, saving their creature, but now growing my Hired Poisoner? It's just, it's so nice forcing your opponent into these terrible, terrible situations. 2 Vraska Contempt. Planeswalkers are a thing, creatures are a thing, we need to get rid of them. 4. The full 4 Vraska Swarm's Eminence. 1, she looks fantastic, just rocking that gown. 2, whenever a creature I control with Death Touch deals damage to a player or Planeswalker, put +1/+1 counter on it. Considering the fact that we're playing only creatures that have Death Touch, you know what I'm saying? This grows your creature, this is really fun. Then, of course, -2 makes them assassins. As you might see peeking out over here, I am playing some cards Bastion, so these 2, well, she can already plus herself, but you actually can get several uses out of Vraska instead of just the two, which is very nice. One, God-Eternal Rhonas, he has Deathtouch, which is why he's in the deck. Also, he's in the deck because he looks freaking sweet. But his ability isn't very good because it doesn't give our creatures trample. It gives vigilance instead, which is fine. It's fine for reasons I said when I was talking about Vivien. But our creatures are pretty low power anyway. I'm thinking about going up on this card. You know what? I'm just going to do it. Because I haven't gotten to use Casualties of War yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and where are you at? There you are. There we go. That's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, I need what? Craft all. Whoops. Yeah. So, yeah, thinking about it now, because Vraska does make our creatures a little bit bigger, I think God-Eternal Rhonas is fine, especially since it's kind of pseudo card draw in the fact that it keeps coming back and it's a decent threat by itself. Yeah, I think this is fine. You know, 5 mana 5/5 Deathtoucher is not like insane because of the fact that it's a 5 power creature is probably going to kill things anyway. But it does give your creatures vigilance. You can flash it in with Vivien for hilarity's sake. But yeah, decent. One Tetzimoc. We had 2 Tetzimocs in the last one. We're running 1 this time. We did have Casualties of War. I'll talk about why I had it in the first place and took it out in the sideboard games. But Tetzimoc, very helpful for putting counters on things and saying, go away. Very, very nice stuff to do with your additional mana if you're, you know, sitting on 4 mana and you have only 3 power cards or whatever, or 3 cost cards. And then, of course, Finality. I believe the last one was running Gruesome Menagerie for some freaking reason. Finality is just better in this deck. It gets our cards as well as can act as a board wipe, which is sometimes very helpful. This is the mana base. It's a little shaky because I definitely want this amount of green to make sure I can actually cast Vivien and God-Eternal Rhonas. Rabid Bite's a little less important, but just to make sure I can actually cast these. So that's why I have 4 forests, but sometimes you get in a situation where you don't have double black, which is required for Vraska Contempt. But as I said, Leyline Prowler helps a bit, and those are really the only things that really need that. We're also running Karn's Bastion because we have 6 total Planeswalkers, and creatures that, because of some of the Planeswalkers, are going to get counters on them. It's a very fun deck. Why am I using the, actually, who am I right now? I think I'm Kaya? Go here. No, I'm not Kaya. Cool. This is not to fake anyone out. It's just because I think the sleeve is cool, and I think Vannifar is one of the several Bay. I need to make a Vannifar deck. I need to make a Muldrotha deck. Oh, gosh. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. Fantastic name and avatar. Insidious Smile. Rakdos seems good. This is the type of thing I'm talking about. Can't really keep this hand. And we are playing in unranked because this is not a good deck. If you think this is a good deck, don't. This is a fun deck. Playing Deathtouch cards. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. I'll keep that because I want to get to Vraska. Oh, you're going to take my Vraska. What the fuck was that? There's like a truck or something outside. Oh, I'm going to play a Poisoner. So this could be mono black control. I did face one of those already today. It is? No, okay. I was very confused. I was like, I don't see that. It's mono black aggro. Which is more interesting. I mean, I guess I just like block things, right? No reason to be aggressive here. They're obviously the aggressor. Very obviously going to block. They're both going to die. I don't really care. Ow. What are you playing? Drill bit. That's rude. No? Get to attack here. Luckily, though, my opponent's just like only on 2 cards. Rude. Well, and now we have a Vraska, so we do not even care. So, yeah, they ran out of cards. I didn't. Get Shrek'd.
But I rarely offer discounts.
God, just look at that fantastic art. Yeah, make another creature.
Oh, I'm running out
Attack in. She gets bigger.
I'm good at killing.
I'll play this because I might as well. I guess I shouldn't have because they could have wasted a discard spell. We're actually going to get rid of our flying creature because we want our Deathtouch creatures to get larger. Oh my gosh! I like have to play this. Make it bigger.
Oh, I've done things. I'm not proud of.
I'm Vraska.
It's time to step out of the shadows.
I've killed
I'm
MFers.
killing, but I don't always enjoy it.
Too many lands, friend. Too many lands. Oh no, Eldest Reborn. Guess I'll get rid of that. Oh, Pestilent Spirit too? Don't mind if I do. It's time to die. Oh, Yugi boy.
People call me a death dealer, but I rarely offer discounts.
Oh, silly Yugi boy. So I guess this is like a weird... I don't know what the hell this deck's supposed to be, dude. I'm going to attack with all, though. If you block there, you die. What? Sure. You could have survived there. You would have been on 1, but you could have survived there. Cool. I'll talk about the practice games real quick. There's not too much to them. I did face a mono-black control deck. It was very similar to what we just saw. Bit of discord. Oh my gosh. Bit of discard. They had like chupacabras, things like that. It just didn't do very well because I killed them. This is not a great hand because I don't have green. I think I mulligan this hand. This is actually technically a better hand. I'm going to drop that because I do need green. Yeah, against mono we won. Then we went against mono green, and they were able to Steel Leaf champion me into a Blanchwood armor. I was able to kill it with a Rabid Bite. Pretty good. We're going against Gates. I'm going to assume this is not very good for me. Especially if I don't draw, you know, another land. I would love another land, please. Would I play Leyline Prowler? I'm going to probably play Vivien if I got the required land. Sure, Growth Spiral. And then the last game was against Is It Spells. They were close, but not close enough. I'm going to take Guild Summit. If they can Gates of Blaze, I just don't want them going too insane. I should have kept it. No, even if I kept the Black Source, right? It wouldn't have done anything. Maybe I should have kept the first. No, first hand was still bad. I don't know. It's fine though. So I can block this. Unless, of course, he Gates of Blazes, which if he uses Gates of Blaze here, that's fine. If I don't draw a land next turn, I'm gonna just concede. Colossus, sure, can't block that. So I prefer to Rabid Bite, but I actually can't. Alright, we're just gonna concede. That's just bad hand keeping, frankly. I was too greedy. We are only running 23 lands, but our curve essentially tops out at 5. You know, we're playing one Tetzimoc and a Finality, which we don't even really plan to cast, so. I don't know. This deck definitely feels significantly better than the previous version, and it really has to do. I'm a little offended this person's not playing with the Teferi Avatar. Come on, where's my green sources, man? Well, I at least have a decent amount of land. I don't know. It's terrible. I'll keep it though. Yeah, this deck feels so much better because of Prowler and Eminence. Sure. Yeah, sure. I'll keep that on top. I'm just gonna poison the crap out of my opponent. What is this today? This is pink limited, I think. Could be mono green. Wouldn't be surprised. Could be elves. They just didn't have a turn one Lenoir. But the nice thing is we have Rabid Bite for whenever we get a green source out, so kill all their big cards. What are you playing? Oh, right. Something I plan on... Oh. Okay. I need some green mana. Maybe I should be running some Guild Gates. Yeah, I probably should. I don't like the idea of running Guild Gates, but I probably should. What was I saying? Right. I do plan on doing something with Discord. So, for those of you who watch Enter the Gungeon content, there is a YouTuber named Retromation, I think? Or he calls himself Rito. Oh, so this is Golgari. They just don't have any black. I see we would like to trade each other lands here. Okay. I guess I should have kept this back. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He does a thing where he has people ask him questions in Discord to then respond to while he's recording, and I think that might be something I'd be interested in, because I'm gonna put some Guildgates in this deck. I legit had no issues during practice, and this is close. Oh, it's Sultai, and they had triple forest. That's interesting. Gift, sure. Gift of Paradise. That's interesting. I assume they have a find. I'm still gonna block it. Look, these last two games didn't count. They were utter non-games. I'm gonna go ahead and change the deck list. We're gonna go ahead and throw in some Golgari Guildgates. Shut up. Obviously, we're gonna get the fungi one. 3 might be excessive, but whatever. I should have done this from the start. I did think about it. I don't like ETB tap lands. Yeah, ETB tap. What? Words are hard. But yeah, I think that'd be something interesting, because then I can actually just, like, obviously there would be game-based questions. So, you know, like, what do you think about this in the meta? How do you think Modern is right now, etc., etc. But, you know, it'd just be something fun, I think, to talk about. This is a fine hand. It's not great because we don't have any 1 or 2 drops, but we don't really have a ton of those in the deck, and we're going first, so it's not too bad. We can Prowler and then just double Archer into Rhonas, which is cool. That's another reason Rhonas is fine, is because these have 2 power, even though they only get to 4. So. Guildgate. Alright, looks like we might be going against a Guildgate deck again. Which means our Prowlers are probably doomed. Unfortunately. Although I guess I can Prowler into Rhonas next turn, right? 4 or 5? Yeah, so I can just Prowler into Rhonas next turn to try and beat them down real fast. Force them to have something early. You gonna Lava Coil my Leyline Prowler? Be an okay play, to be honest, but nope. Does not look so. I'm going to just play a God-Eternal. This card's annoying as hell for them to get rid of. Also, Rhonas is nope. Fucking Snake God. My ugly mug is in the way. Sure, gain life, see if I care. Sure, ramp, see if I care. And I think what I'm going to do is play Poison Tip Archer and attack for 7. This way, if they do end up casting Gates Ablaze, then I do get some value out of it. Sure, and I get to play this, which is nice. And I do have a decent-ish restock afterward. Well, if I draw a land, I can play both of these down, which is better. So I assume we're getting Ablazed here. Getting 420 Ablazed. There it is. Take that action. I would love a Vraska here. Vraska would be nice. Rhythm of the Wild. Oh, it's this version. It's the combo-y version. So she's probably gonna
so much already.
die.
I won't lose more.
Unless I get a 2-drop.
Strike now.
Oh, right.
Strike hard.
I forgot he was in there. Well, I can cast him. But my assumption is my Vivien is dead, which is unfortunate, but cast Levi and all that. Running low on cards, which is helpful. Haste, kill Viv. Poison Tip Archer does have reach, which is nice. This would die to Gates Ablaze. I'll just play Poison Tip Archer, I suppose. Yeah, I can play Archer and Poisoner. The unfortunate bit is a Colossus is something that we can't block on board. Rhonas allows us to block it, but just on board we can't block it. He also should be sandbagging his gates if he does have a Colossus in hand. That way, since we're a Deathtouch deck, if we are able to just kill his Colossus, then we'll be able to actually use something. But it looks like he's going for Guild Summon, okay. So he got to restock. I see gates are still alive and well in Unranked. Rude. Arena music has just disappeared for like everyone apparently. Give me my music. Will I block that? Will I block that? No. I'm not gonna block that because I assume they picked up another Gates Ablaze. I got another Rhonas. Do they know about this Rhonas? No, exile face down. So they technically know about this Rhonas. Yeah, I mean Rhonas is hard to deal with. Get some of the dabblage in. Assume my opponent, if my opponent attacks here, I'm like really certain that they have another Ablaze. Ugh, just being drowned in card advantage. Oh, they're going to try to attack. Opponent takes 3. Will I put Rhonas back on top knowing that I have another Rhonas? Not really. I want to try and draw Planeswalker here. Colossus, sure. I can block that with Rhonas. Okay, I'm dead, aren't I? Yep. Well, that happened. It's fine. You know what? I want to see how horribly I get destroyed in ranked. Yeah, the issue with the last version and the issue with this version is still the card draw elements. There are definitely cards you can put in to mitigate that somewhat, but it's meh. Well, this is an okay hand. I at least have 2 of these for a bit. Sure, that seems fine. And if I do stall out, I can at least Tetzimoc things. We're going second, so we're more likely to run out of land. Yeah, it should be fine. And then mulligan. Nice. So obviously we play the Guildgate first, because this has to come in tapped. This doesn't. I hear music in, like, the deep background. I turned it up too loud. Jeskai. Interesting. I assume this is going to be Jeskai control. This might be a Planeswalker deck. In which case, fuck. Could be playing into a board wipe, but I want to Chungus the hell out of my opponent. Who the heck is playing? Yep, it's Planeswalkers, and they're gonna kill my Leyline Prowler. Fuck off. Well, I have another Leyline Prowler, so sure. They didn't draw another land. That's very important to note. It's still too loud. I think they're casting another Oath of Kaya. Nope, it's Fairy. Are you gonna bounce my Leyline Prowler?
I know my responsibility.
I get to just kill it. I don't care if you gain life. I get to kill it. If I draw land, I get to kill it and do cool things. So I guess here I'm gonna do one of these. Well, I'm gonna tell you to go F yourself. I guess Enter the God-Eternals is something I don't want them playing. And I'm gonna go ahead and kill you, sir. And I'll play this.
I really should have seen that coming.
Man, this deck doesn't need 24 lands. No, it's the children who are wrong. Oh! That's what this deck is. Okay. Sure. This is a carbon copy of someone's deck, and I can't remember whose it was. Just gonna play this, I guess. Ugh. I'm just gonna play with the sleeves, feel better about myself and my bad choices. I'm probably gonna be playing either a feather deck tomorrow or aristocrats. I'm not sure, but it's probably going to be one of those. I'm just gonna concede. I want to get more better games, and I'm gonna go back to unranked. Terrible idea. Absolutely terrible idea. I should just put it in constructed event. See how it does there. Oh man, I play the jank so you don't have to. Just remember that. You can live vicariously through me unto the jank. Richter Belmont. If this person's not playing vampires, I'm going to be so offended. Wait, or would it be less flavorful for them to play vampires? Crap. I don't know enough about Castlevania lore. By that I mean at all. Oh, if I was gonna, oh. Our win record against Turbo Concede is pretty good. I think we might not have lost any games against Turbo Concede. For what it's worth, I've won 4 games with this deck. Only one of which you actually saw in this video, because the 3 were in practice mode. I hate when this happens. Camera. Excuse me? Draco Sun? Sure. Once again, this hand seems fine, especially since I can Rabid Bite. Rabid Bite, not Rapid Bite. Sure. Yeah, I'll keep this. Vivien is also potentially helpful at drawing me more cards. What? Are we just gonna play nothing but Mono deck? What are you playing? Oh. Huh. Should I play this next turn? I'll play an Orzhov Enforcer. I guess I want to get rid of Angrath's Rampage. I'm not sure about that. Sure, Taskmaster, play Enforcer, would love to draw land. Oh, good life fiend. I hate you. I don't know if that was correct, but I did it anyway. I could have attacked there so that I couldn't sacrifice it to get spectacle. So we're both getting screwed on mana. I'll play this, I suppose. Do I want to attack here? Might as well. If they want to block, they can feel free. They can feel free. Free falling. This will hit me, which will trigger Spectacle, but there isn't really any. Yep, sure, that's totally fine with me. Playing with these. If they're able to play their 3-drop, I can kill it with my Rabid Bite, since of course I'm not drawing any lands. But luckily, my opponent. Oh, darn, they drew a land. But I can kill this. Sure. Wow, I drew a land. So I'll go ahead and just play this tapped. And then, of course, kill this, because screw you. This is why Rabid Bite is awesome. And we attack in. Next turn, we probably play Pestilent Spirit. Well, probably also some decent. I'm gonna go ahead and play Poison Tip Archer. Well, we're gonna attack first. And yeah, I think the correct decision is Poison Tip Archer, because we can at least kill their spawn. They did trigger Spectacle, which is potentially dangerous. Girl, I can't notice but to notice you, noticing me. Gonna sack your Mayhem Devil? Huh, that does trigger Mayhem Devil. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, he kills both of my flyers, so that's a little frustrating. Not really as usual, huh? Pretty sure you win this race. 5 mana, can't do much with it. My opponent is... I'm actually not going to attack here because then this would get a +1/+1 counter. So I could... Oh, this gives it reach, right? Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Wild animals I like. People, you
still don't
fight
attack
like a
though,
city
because
brat.
now if he does attack me with Spawn of Mayhem, I'm still going to be able, or my Vivien, I'm still going to be able to block it and let Vivien live. Of course, that's assuming that my opponent doesn't actually have removal here. Gotcha. So now I'm going to do one of these. Opponent is going to be able to use Spawn of Mayhem next turn to be quite the swole lad. But I can just play like Leyline Prowler and give it Vigilance and Deathtouch. Might as well. Of course, my opponent could just kill Vivien anyway. So is it correct to just minus Vivien? No, I think the correct decision is to try. They very possibly have removal from my Leyline Prowler, but I think it's correct to try and save Vivien. And now that my opponent's going to go down to 10 anyway, I might as well attack them for 1.
You think nature is kind?
I mean, it seems like they have something based on the fact that they're taking time here, but I can at least flash in Pestilent Spirit. So they are going to go down to 9. My nose itches so bad. They keep playing their lands, which I don't think they should be doing. But once again, I can block and save Vivien. Sweet. Yeah, so my opponent is just not in a fantastic spot because my awesome, awesome Death Touchers. Geschreckt. That's a nice gabagool right there. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Stands in my way.
I probably should have did that first, but I guess I'm just going to do one of these. Give... I'll still give you Vigilance and Reach.
You fight like a city brat.
That was uncalled for, Vivien.
You need my services. It may cost you more than just...
I'm not going to attack with this. Wait, why not? If they want to block, that's fine. You're gonna block? I'm gonna make my jump quite a bit larger. Oh, here it is. Look at those counters. I was a little preemptive with that.
I've done things.
What was it? I write names with my right hand, while I eat chips with my left. Oh, Death Note. I like that that series. Oh, what are they gonna sack Footlight Fiend? They had another one of Heartfire. Another Heartfire. You're going to what? Sure, that's fine. You can kill this, kill my Vivien or my Vraska, and then you die. You are still dead on board. Yeah, go ahead. Got him. So it seems like the deck does relatively well against black-based decks. Otherwise, meh. Of course, there are several different directions this deck could take. I'm going to talk about a few of them right now. That statue was in the previous version, especially because we had the sweet dabbing dead goblin. Giving Deathtouch doesn't actually matter. It was just flavorful. However, now we would rather just play better removal. So, Although, you know, Status Statue is still a decent card. Holy crap, my nose is so itchy, I need to stop this. Direfleet Poisoner, it's a flash threat that can block things. However, since we do have Vivien, I think that she's less necessary. Isareth, the Awakener, is nice to get back our cheap creatures. However, we have enough 3-drops now that are just better than her that we don't really want her in there. Same with Vraska's Finisher. She doesn't herself have Deathtouch, but she's flavorfully Deathtouch, and we are able to kill larger, we're able to kill Planeswalkers with her, which is really where it would be going, because our creatures have Deathtouch. We don't need her. Pitiless Pontiff, as I said with Isareth and Finisher, we just have better cards on 3. Fantastic art, but Cerebus Scales can gain Deathtouch, and it's a good card on 4. If you think that you can get better removal by adding white, which you can make the Deathtouch deck a little bit more mid-rangey, and still keep all your creatures having Deathtouch in some capacity or other. She's not she's not a flavor fail because she can give herself Deathtouch. But you know, you can add white to it. Deadeye Brawler is the lesser of the 2 blue splash cards. Obviously, with a blue splash, you're going to be able to potentially get things like Thought Erasure to make your to cut Duresses for, which just makes it a better card. You can probably get other blue-black or blue-green or some combination thereof. Combination of cards, which can, you know, help the deck out, but you still need to make sure you're running a decent number of Deathtouch creatures. And this one, it's okay if you get to the point where you have the City's Blessing, but otherwise meh. However, Nightveil Predator is fantastic, other than the fact that it costs double blue. You would have to lean so far into blue that I just couldn't justify playing this card. And, like, don't get me wrong, this card is fantastic for what it is. It can fly, it has Deathtouch, and it has Hexproof. But that double blue commitment, though, it's really hard to justify. Death Sprout. I was considering it, but it only hits creatures. Vraska's Contempt hits creatures and Planeswalkers. So, yeah. It helps with the land issue, but meh. Casualties of War. I had it in the deck initially because it deals with everything. But I took it out because I didn't need to deal with everything in the majority of decks. So, it was a bit just too expensive. Yeah, I mean, that's fun. Go to the store, save an exit. I don't know what I changed, but who cares? Buy some packs, shall we? Let's get 2 of them. I said 2 of them. Thank you. Yeah, let's open some packs. That was a nice day at Deathtouch. I have an exam today when you guys are watching this. So that's fun. I'm going to eat my dinner while I'm uploading this and continue studying. It's my math exam. Shouldn't be bad. I'm fairly certain I'll do well on it, so... Yeah, I almost exited the game before I went through here. I, of course, would like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander, Croft, Zin, and Rexel, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting me over on Patreon, you'll find links to that down in the description below, or you can just hit that join button to become a channel member. In the description, you'll also find links to my Aetherp account, where I host all of my deck lists, and my Discord server, where we chat and play games. And I might start having people ask me questions consistently for me to answer on recordings, which is interesting. Let me know if you think that would be a thing that you would do. Yeah, I do, of course, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to Manipul, cast a comment to the comment section down below, pass the turn in the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, all will be one.